Klay Thompson is not letting anybody clown his relationship with Thee Stallion, and the way he checked those former NBA players had the whole internet watching like, wait, he really said that? This man saw folks talking reckless and came swinging right back, and honestly, he should've, because the disrespect was loud. If you're rocking with Fame Drop, hit that like button real quick because this whole situation is wild. Klay's been having a tough season with the Dallas Mavericks, only averaging 8.5 points a game and hitting 28.9% from three, which is shocking for somebody known as one of the coldest shooters ever. When someone with his history starts putting up numbers like that, fans start looking confused, coaches start making adjustments, and yeah, the Mavericks even benched him for a bit because his rhythm just wasn't there. Then a few days ago, this podcast called Hooping and Hollering brought on Patrick Beverley and Jason Williams, both retired NBA players. And instead of breaking down Klay's performance like professionals, they started dragging Thee Stallion into it for no reason. They tried to act like she was the reason Klay's game has dipped, like she was some sort of distraction, even though the timeline doesn't match at all. The whole thing felt messy, dramatic, and honestly unnecessary. Klay clearly wasn't gonna let that slide, and when he clapped back, it shook the room. What do you think? Is Klay right for standing up for his girl like that? Comment your thoughts below because this story keeps getting crazier, and I want to hear your take. And while you're here, make sure you hit subscribe to Fame Drop so you don't miss any of the drama.
We ain't talking about Klay Thompson. Y'all steady trying to get him a pass. I ain't never seen Klay not shoot it like this. And for him to say I'm out of my prime, like, come on, Klay, like, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, he's got a beautiful, speaking of BBL.
Yeah.
I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot by some old folks, old white folks. It only takes one pussy to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. So
Most wars,
it got something to, you know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson, I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is.
Klay Thompson saw that clip and went off the moment he heard what was said. And honestly, anybody in his shoes would have reacted the same way because it crossed so many lines. He jumped right into the comment section on Instagram and let them know he wasn't playing, calling out how disturbing it was for anyone, especially a former NBA player, to talk about his girlfriend with that kind of disrespect. He basically said, "How would you feel if someone talked about your wives like that?" And he was absolutely right to say something because the whole thing was way out of pocket. And before anybody tries to twist the story, the timeline matters here, a lot. Klay's injuries weren't small things. They were career-shaking moments. Back in June 2019 during the finals, he tore his ACL, which took him out for the entire 2019 to 2020 season. Then in November 2020, right when fans were excited for his return, he tore his Achilles, which wiped out the entire 2020 to 2021 season 2. That's 2 full seasons gone, and for a player in his 30s, that's huge. He didn't return until January 2022 during the 2021 to 2022 season, and even then, he was putting up numbers most players would love to have. He averaged around 20.4 points per game and shot 39% from three, which is impressive considering the injuries he was recovering from. But after that comeback season, yeah, his game shifted. He dropped to around 14 points a game and shot about 37% from three. Not his best, but still respectable. But compared to that, his numbers this current season are tough to look at. He went from averaging 25 points a game at his peak to only 8.5 points now, and that dip is huge. But here's where the podcast drama comes in. Jason Williams tried to act like this whole decline came from Thee Stallion entering Klay's life, even though Klay was already showing signs of struggle before they ever met. The logic just didn't make sense. And honestly, it felt like Jason was reaching for a spicy take that ended up being disrespectful instead. Klay is 35, has had multiple surgeries, dealt with injuries most players never recover from, and has been grinding for over a decade. Those facts alone explain why his performance isn't the same, and that's normal for a veteran. But instead of talking about those real reasons, they tried to pin everything on Megan because some people think blaming the woman is easier. Klay defending Megan showed real love and real respect, and viewers appreciated seeing him stand up for her. But the internet didn't just stop at calling out Jason Williams. People also dragged Patrick Beverley and the podcast itself for letting that disrespect go unchecked. A lot of viewers felt uncomfortable seeing two black men sitting on a platform, while another former player spoke so loosely about a black woman without anyone stepping in to shut it down. That turned into a whole conversation online about respect, accountability, and how certain comments should never be allowed on a public show. Meanwhile, Megan and Klay's relationship seems strong and stress-free. These two look genuinely happy, and their energy together feels light, healthy, and mature. Megan even dropped a song called Love a Girl, which fans are convinced is about their relationship, and recently she posted a picture that had everybody talking because it looked like she and Klay officially moved in together. And while she didn't fully confirm it, she low-key did in her song Lover Girl when she said, "I turned his house into a home," which pretty much hints at living together. Honestly, they've got a vibe that looks real and grounded. Not rushed, not messy, not forced. If they announced an engagement sometime next year, nobody would be surprised because they seem that locked in with each other. Klay looks smitten, Megan looks happy and supported, and the balance between them just feels natural. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Klay has changed on the court since getting with Megan? Or do you feel like people are trying too hard to connect things that don't connect? Do you feel like Jason Williams was reaching for a hot take, or do you see where he was coming from? And most importantly, do you see wedding bells coming for Megan and Klay soon, or do you think they're just vibing for now? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to know how you're reading this whole situation. And if you're rocking with all this breakdown and drama coverage, make sure you hit that like button and smash subscribe to Fame Drop so you don't miss anything. Trust me, more stories like this are coming.
Man, Klay Thompson ain't never been missing like he is now, man. And for him to say he out of his prime, that's crazy, dude. Hey, my boy in love, you know? Yeah, he's got a beautiful, speaking of BBLs, I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot from old white folks saying it only takes one pussy to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is.
This Klay Thompson situation, bro, the man is fucking washed. People just need to accept that. No, Megan Thee Stallion is not the reason why Klay Thompson has regressed for the last 2 years. That 2023-24 season, 2 seasons ago, Klay Thompson went 0 for 7. He went 0 for 7 against the Kings. That was like 2.5 seasons ago. Last season, he was regressing. This year is even worse. And Klay Thompson is not the only player. He's not the only 35-year-old that's regressed. In life, players are going to get old. Players are going to regress. It is what it is. Has nothing to do with Megan Thee Stallion. Klay Thompson is a 4-time NBA champion. He's a multiple-time All-Star. He will be a future first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. So Klay Thompson has nothing to lose. Now, if I'm Klay Thompson in this situation, bro, just retire. Retire. You have nothing to gain. You had nothing to prove.
Men sitting around on a podcast objectifying women and their bodies will always be lame to me. But what's even more lame is black men sitting around while white men objectify black women and their bodies and saying nothing about it. I'm just trying to figure out what's so funny. And talking about, speaking of BBL, what's that about? That's weird. That's suspicious. And y'all just laughing. Just saying